Dave Roberts from Glendale with bells on today. Doc, happy opening of spring training officially. Thanks for being with us.
Well, guys, I've got the dynamic trio to have a conversation with, so thanks for having me on. Yeah, Lauren, the guys were rocking their outfits, and that's a thing these days, so it's good to get back to work.
Little swag.
Hey, Doc, last time I saw you in that ballpark there, Will Ferrell was visiting. We were talking about Rolodexes. He's got a pretty impressive Rolodex. How many celebrities you have coming through there throughout the summer, I should say spring camp, and even though it's quick before you have to head to Japan?
They're gonna be coming. They're gonna be rolling through. Will's gonna make another trip out here. There's going to be it's going to be like Happy Gilmore 2. We're going to have some cameos that I just can't disclose right now, HR, but hopefully it'll line up for your trip out to the desert.
Dave, we look at your roster and we think stars for days. Is there any challenge in that, managing superstars on superstars? How do you navigate it?
I do think that there is an art to managing high expectations and managing superstars. Fortunately, I built a relationship with all these guys and look to further my relationship with Shohei. And, Blake Snell is in town now, so just kind of having a great conversation with him yesterday. But there is, because they all got to, as Josh Bard always says, they always got to be told they're pretty at some point. So you got to kind of divvy out the compliment, but you got to ride them too, because they all, I think for the most part is they all want to make sure that you can make them better. And so you got to have some content as well when you're talking to these guys.
A little bit of a different timeline, Doc, with the sprint-style spring training. I know you guys have been there a little sooner than a lot of teams because you're headed out to Tokyo to open the season before everybody else is settled into their shoes. Talk about some of those challenges and maybe what you're doing specific to that series.
Yeah, I think that one good thing is that we had the run last year as far as going to South Korea and going and understanding the timing, the rhythm, what it entails. So we reported on time. I think that really being resolved to the fact that you don't need to build pitchers up to 6 and 90 for those 2 games in Tokyo. I think that we feel really good about that. So it's going to be sort of use a lot of different arms. I think the position players will be fine as far as ramping up, getting ready. We've got 2 exhibition games there in the Tokyo Dome, which is going to be great. I actually think guys, to be honest, knowing that we only have 4 weeks of spring training here in the desert, guys are excited about. And I did a trip this past winter with my son to Tokyo. And honestly, guys, it restored my sense and kind of global humanity. The people there were fantastic. They can be kind. People can be kind. And then the food was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to my players kind of seeing that culture and winning a couple ball games. But honestly, HR, I think the X's and O's, the logistics, we feel good about that.
So let me ask you, Tokyo's that's going to be fun, man. I'm not expecting Shohei, but what about Sasaki and Yamamoto? Are they going to pitch those 2 games? Will they be pitching in Japan?
I think the expectation for both those guys to pitch is real. That's our expectation. But as I say that, you just never know. Today's our first day of pitchers and catchers, so things can certainly change. But I think at the outset, that's the anticipation. Yeah.
Hey, we asked Torey Lovello about this, Doc, about lightening up camp and doing something when it starts to drag a little bit. So back to your experiences, even as a player, is there something you can remember 4+ weeks into camp when everybody wants to get out of there that a manager had done or a coach had done that made everybody smile?
Well, I think giving veterans an off day is always nice. It's one of those things that you're looking at the schedule, you got 6 weeks and there's one off day, but then the manager goes, hey, today don't show up to the ballpark and, you have an off day, go to Sedona, do whatever the heck you want, go play some golf. That's good. Buddy Black always did a lot of great things and trying to get outings together and get players to go do certain things. And I kind of took that and ran with it myself and sort of tried to make it my own. But I think for me is shortening the days, which I think a lot of people in all industries or sports manage workload. So we're in and out. We're pretty efficient over here at Camelback Ranch.
Dave, we were just talking with the commissioner about the moment he fell in love with the game. For me, it was when Cal Ripken Jr. broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak. What was that moment for you? Do you remember as a young boy?
Oh, man, that's a great question. The first thing that comes to mind is I remember I lived on a little hill, and my dad would be in his fatigues from work. So call it 5 o'clock, and we would just play catch. And what's that whole, let's have a catch? And so my dad and I, God rest his soul, would play catch. I remember sleeping in my baseball uniform before Little League games and opening day. I think I was there for Tony Gwynn's 2000 hit against the Rockies at Jack Murphy Stadium, and that was something really special to me. And I think, honestly, guys, just coaching baseball, coaching these players and watching guys practice, I just can't get enough. And I would go to high school right now and go watch high school players take grounders and run an infield right now because I just love the game. And it's good to hear the commissioner say that, yeah.
No, that's really cool stuff. All right, I want to ask you about 3 players. Last time we saw Freddie Freeman, he was hobbling around on an ankle. I want to know how he's doing, how that ankle healed up. I want to know about Sasaki, the first time you saw him in person now in the uniform, some of your thoughts. And then Shohei, where's he at with the shoulder, and how are we going to get him back to pitching, or what are we going to see early from him? Go ahead. You got the floor.
All right, so Freddie, swinging the bat really well. I think everything is good except the running. Fielding grounders, he feels good, going lateral. Running is going to take a little bit more time, which we certainly have. He's in a good headspace physically. He's going to be fine. Roki, it's a little bit like if you look back at Shohei when he came over to the States, I see a little bit of Shohei as far as just kind of the boyish sort of physique, not as broad shoulders, but in a uniform, man, he looks really good in a uniform. And I do think that after all of the things that he kind of took on this offseason, there's a big exhale that there was some finality to his decision. And he's just trying to fit in right now. And we're excited certainly to have him. But he's only going to get better, and I think he's got a pen today, so I'm looking forward to watching him throw his pen today. And Shohei, he's great, looks good physically. I think last year there was a lot of newness, but I know he's excited to start pitching again. And as you mentioned at HR, he's not going to pitch in Tokyo, but sometime shortly thereafter he will. But that's all contingent on his buildup. So right now, as we saw, he's playing catch. He's going to throw a pen here soon, and we'll see where he's at. I don't think anyone really knows that answer, but I do know Shohei's going to try to push us as much as he can to get out there and pitch in a big league ball game.
Doc, before we let you go, I can't believe we haven't asked you this already. Have you seen the ring? Have you seen a peek at the ring?
Lon gave me a sneak peek of the ring, and Lon Rosen did, and so it is spectacular. I don't know when we're going to get them, but it's got that. I don't know. I can't divulge too much, but I'm not a jewelry guy like a lot of these guys are rocking the jewelry, but I can't wait to own it, rock it, and then stick it in my safe. But the goal is to get another one. So I got 3. I need a couple more.
Dude, fill out the whole hand, man. Doc, we appreciate the time. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts joining us. First official day of spring training. Thanks, Doc. Look forward to catching up with you again.
All right, team. Take care.